The newest installment of The Keeper of the Lost Cities will be released tomorrow.
It's the newest Shannon Messenger's blockbuster middle grade series. And Shannon Messenger herself is joining us now ahead of that release. Shannon, good morning. You know, this new book tells the Keepers of the Lost Cities story from the perspective of fan favorite Keefe Senen. So why did you decide to write Unraveled from this point of view, from his point of view specifically?
Honestly, it was just kind of what the story needed. It was really one of those things where he had all these secrets that he wasn't willing to share. And so the only way to really get them into the story was to jump into his POV and live them with him before he's even willing to tell his friends. So this is the first time where readers are going to know all his secrets even before Sophie does, which is going to be very interesting as I go back to book 10.
Oh yeah, now we understand Sophie Foster is the main character and protagonist of the series. She is a telepathic elf with powerful abilities, while her close friend Keefe is a member of the Black Swan. It's an empath known for being mischievous. What makes their friendship so powerful?
I feel like what it really comes down to is that they see each other for who they are and not who they think they are. They're both characters that struggle with a lot of self-doubt. They've both had their lives kind of manipulated in weird ways, and so they have a lot of questions about like who they really are. And Keefe sees Sophie for who she is, and Sophie sees Keefe for who he is, and so they kind of balance each other that way, in a way that it's very special to watch it kind of unfold on the page.
So obviously, we don't want to give too much away, but in this latest installment, Keefe runs away to the Forbidden Cities to keep his friends safe while he learns to control his new powers. What's he discover along the way?
He is going to discover a lot about what he can do. He has these new abilities and he's very afraid of them, and so he's going to learn, you know, exactly what those powers are capable of and what he's capable of, and how much control he really has. And there's a lot more too, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Sure, totally understand.
Folks will have to read it themselves. Now, putting aside your considerable talent, what makes the series such a fan favorite?
Oh gosh, you know, I wish I knew the magic formula, so it'd be like, yes, this is what I do for the next book, and instant love from fans, you know? I feel like it really just comes down to the characters. I think that I've always tried to treat them like they're real people, and I hope that that comes across on the page. It seems to, with the way that my fans talk about the characters as though they're real as well. So I really just try to stay true to that, try to really just, every time I sit down to write, I just try to ask like, okay, so what's this character going to do now? And even if the answer doesn't really, you know, work well with my plans and I have to change plans, that's what I stick with. And so I feel like that really kind of makes the story feel real and alive in a very special way.
Shannon, how does it feel to have had this series turned into a movie? And I guess, you know, my last question for you is, do you have any other news to share? Maybe something exciting? Maybe any more cinema along the way?
Yeah, I mean, if the movie actually happens, it would be just so huge and exciting. Although there is always that fear of like, please let them make it well. Let this not be one of those adaptations that everyone goes back and is like, oh. So there's always that fear. But yeah, I mean, to watch something that has just lived in my head come to life on the screen, especially Warner Brothers is attached to the project now. They have made just some absolutely amazing franchises, and you know, if it all happens, it's just going to be so surreal and so exciting. And we're at the stage right now where we just have this amazing team that has come together. Emma Watts was head of Fox for like 20 years, and she's now independently producing the project with Warner Brothers, and she is an absolute force to be reckoned with. If anyone is going to get this movie made, it is Emma. And so there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes to get all our ducks in a row, and hope that we get that big green light, because it's going to be like a $300 million movie if it happens. So we're just kind of working on all the stuff behind the scenes to try to get that last, you know, hurdle over of the official green light, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Well, you mentioned it. Warner Brothers is known to make a good film series based on a book series, so.
We get to say we had you on the show before all of that, which we are blessed to do that.
Hey, Shannon, congrats on the new book, and thank you so much for stopping by today. Remind our viewers, where can they pick up a copy?
Honestly, it'll be available wherever books are sold, but I always recommend if you have a local bookstore, shop local.
Love that. Of course, thank you again so much for being with us. We're so excited for what's to come for you.
Thank you. It was so much fun.